I'm here to warn you about the devils who want to play out the black man's point of view ahead of time because they have a bunch of master chemists, master biochemists, propagandists, sociologists, psychiatrists, and psychologists who are drugging you, using propaganda, psychology, and all kinds of fucking shit to manipulate you. They want to get you to lash out and then control your resulting force. So they could say, oh, we outsmarted the black man. It's all a big game. It's just like being in a royal court where the king removes anyone who highlights the fact that he's an inferior piece of fucking shit. So what does he do? He says, guards, remove that guy. If the jester is not making fun of the poor black people instead of the rich white king in England, for example, what's going to happen? Off with his head. Queen of Hearts on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? The king's going to turn into the queen for a second. So what's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen when King Kong is put in chains? Or when somebody who sees the black man as King Kong puts him in chains, mocks him? It's the same idea. You're bigger. You're stronger. You're taller. In a way, you're more clever because King Kong was outsmarting the whole army even though they were trying to use tactics on him. So even though he was a beast, his problem was communication. His problem wasn't intelligence. How long did it take them to outsmart him? They had to use all kinds of tricks and weapons because they underestimated his capabilities and his intelligence. So, what is going on with the black man in the institution? Some of you might think it's funny that I draw parallels to King Kong. You say, oh, it's just a black man. He's talking monkeys instead of talking science or talking sense. Well, I would say that you're a dumb devil talking the word of Satan instead of the word of man. And mine would be more of a true point of view, a more true perspective, the wise archer's perspective. After he's looked inside and saw the demon is not within, but out, and we're all better without. Now, the black man in a world that the European power structure has convinced everybody is like a ship sinking, is the ones who are getting thrown out the court. They're getting thrown off the deck. They're getting left out to die, to drown, to fall victim of natural predators like cancer or sharks, if you understand the parallels. You have to understand that it is a formula they have. Just like I have a formula to tell you what's wrong with you, and there are math formulas, it is a formula to eliminate the blacks. They said these people are superior. Our children are going to grow up in a world where there's big black people who built pyramids that we still don't understand. What do we do about it? Do we let our children be belittled for the next 2,000 fucking years? Or do we twist history and get a bunch of midgets like Napoleon who have the biggest little man complex of all to spearhead the charge? The Ptolemies, Napoleon, the Masons. The main purpose is to twist what's going on so everyone falls in line with the white man's power structure. That includes using eugenics, institutions like schools and courts, institutions like psychiatric wards. That includes twisting history so black people do not feel empowered and white people do, so they naturally rise above. And that includes creating a system where Western culture is prevalent and those who are assimilated thoroughly do the best. Every teacher at your school is somebody who's been assimilated thoroughly. That's why they've been allowed to not only graduate college and graduate school and whatever other degrees they had to get to become a professor or teacher or instructor and part of the faculty, like being part of the team, okay? But they had to be assimilated thoroughly, and that's part of what allowed them to pass their class. If you don't believe me, you try doing the same kind of work you always do, but write it in a subversive tone. Write it in a revolutionary tone. Tell me you won't see a dip in your grades just because there's professor bias when it comes to being a revolutionary like me. Automatically, And they are the people who understand the school because they've been working there for like 20, 30 fucking years. They made the program. They're friends with the guy that made the program. It's just like you blaming the bankers when they're friends with the guys who made the system, who are the Masons, the secret societies behind them. And then when you move next curtain, you get to the Illuminati. Some of them happen to be bankers too because they're seeing out their project. They're seeing their project to the finish. You have to understand, everything I said in this video is the truth, so help me God. If it's not, let me die right now, right this moment. Because the passion I'm feeling, if it doesn't come from God himself, then I don't want to live anymore. God wills it.